I heard that. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of I Heard That. I'm your vibe mistress, Stephanie Renee, joined as always by my co-hostess with the mostest, Cherise.
Good evening.
And I don't know if you are like us, but all of this back to back, no sunshine, overcast, rain whenever the hell it feels like it, weather is a pain in my ass. And I've just healed the other pain in my ass from my fall for moving. I don't need the rain to be bringing me into that with seasonal affective disorder, into the sad. So, Sharice and I decided that tonight we were going to bring you all of the vacation vibe that you probably have not been having wherever you happen to be.
Right.
School here in Philly just closed last week. So this is the first week that the kids are home. We're about to have Juneteenth on Thursday. So some of you may have taken the week off just so you can be home and celebrate your Black selves.
Yes.
For all of those reasons, we need this moment of rest and recuperation. And if you don't have it going on, because I've been talking to a lot of people, I know a lot of people who are recovering from illnesses, surgeries, all kinds of stuff that cropped up like last minute emergency situations, and then family stuff going on with people. There is a lot of stress
Yeah.
happening in people's lives right now. And so we hope that this program will give you a little bit of respite from all of that,
Yes.
and just make you feel good. It won't cure whatever you got going on, but it will take your mind off of it for a little bit so that you can just settle into the zone and hopefully, give you the right attitude, the right demeanor to be able to deal with the other nonsense.
Yes. The things that we don't have control over, you know, and that the weather being one of them is trying to bring us down. We're not supposed to have seasonal affective disorder in the spring. It's like that ain't supposed to be happening now. We're supposed to be feeling rejuvenated and refreshed and ready to hit the beach in a month or whatever, and we haven't even gotten out of the cold yet. Like,
I'm not mad about not having to have the air conditioning on for a few days though.
yeah, well, I mean, you would hope that at this point you wouldn't have to have it on, like, on a regular basis. We still mid-June. You may put it on, but you don't have to leave it on normally. But here it's like, can we get some more heat?
Something. Yeah, I contemplated pulling out my lap blanket the other night, just sitting on
Yeah.
the couch in the evening. I was like, oh no, no, it's June. No. I was like, we just not doing that.
Yeah, we're refusing to give in to reality, which is that it's cold. The rain. it's been raining for 2-3 months. This is like the third month, April, May. Yeah, since April we've been having a lot of rain.
Yes.
It's raining every weekend. This is the house festival season has started here in New Jersey, well, northern New Jersey,
Yeah.
and we getting rained out every weekend. Like you go out and you're like looking around, you're like, please hold on, and it'll hold on for a little while, but it's not holding on through the through the evening, through the
Right.
night.
Right.
So we're just like, when are we going to be able to come outside? Like we still feel kind of like, I don't know, stuff getting canceled, and it's not getting canceled, it's getting rained out. So we're trying to get past it.
Listen, and quiet as it's kept, now that we are of a certain level of maturity, I was like, for the first time ever, I was like, oh, my joints know that it's raining.
It's the barometric pressure.
I
The
was like,
atmosphere
what is this? What is this
pressurized.
sensation? Excuse me? My knee. I was like, before I looked out the window, I knew it was raining because my knee was like, girl.
It's anybody who so it's not just age. It's anybody who has any joint issues, and but the spine is full of joints. Your spine is a bunch of joints, and so me having bulging disc issues, the barometric pressure makes my back feel like somebody has their arms wrapped around my waist and I'm dragging them behind me. My knees don't usually
Brian is chiming in. He is
Brian.
agreeing with us. Listen,
Yes.
whatever it is,
that pressure in the atmosphere, it definitely attaches itself to our bodies, and you feel so heavy. Like you feel heavy. My knees don't usually bother me, but they've been like, oh, you forgot we were here. Hey. Just in case you were comfortable, let's change that up a little bit.
It was the combination knee, foot, back from my fall.
Yes.
It was all of
Let me remind you of you falling.
Today, I almost feel 100% normal Steph. So I'm very grateful for that, because that whole not being able to walk or climb steps without pain thing, I don't wish that on anybody. On nobody. Look, Brian is amening about the knee.
It'll remind you. It will remind you. Forget. You remember I was an issue? Okay, I'm back. This is if it would let up for a while, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's just like piling on.
It's just continual. So we say all that to say, y'all, that tonight, especially because Sharice and I have a history of globetrotting together.
Yes.
This whole concept of island life is something with which we are very familiar, and it makes us very happy. And so we hope to spread a little taste of that joy to you all. And I think you will be pleased to see the assortment of island music that we have compiled for your listening pleasure tonight. Now, I got to say, Sharice, your first selection for this evening, I was a little surprised, because this isn't a group that you normally think of when you think island vibes, but this selection is very much in that vein.
Absolutely. So, as we all know, I have been obsessed with yacht rock for a few months. I might be set free sometime. At some point, it hasn't happened yet. And so when you came up with this theme, I was like, immediately I thought of this song. Why? Because it was reintroduced to me since I've been listening to my yacht rock station, and when you think of the island, you think steel pan, you think guitar, the soft strumming on a guitar. This song here takes you straight to the beach, straight to for me, a dirty banana, on at dusk from whatever tiki bar is sitting on the beach. That's what it puts me in the mind of. And this is actually an instrumental song by the band Spiral Gyra. And it's a song that everybody is familiar with, but you may not have known the name of the song, you may not have known the band. Hey, Cynthia.
Oh, I
You
can't.
may not have known the band, you may not have known the song, the name of the song, but you have absolutely heard this song before
Yep.
many times.
Probably when you've been grocery shopping.
Just literally just walking around minding your business. This song, you walk through this song, I promise you.
Yes.
And the name Spiral Gyra came from one of the founding members of the band learned in school about some form of green algae, some species of green algae, and it's called Spiral Gyra.
Okay.
And when they formed the band, they went to like a club that they were going to be performing, and so the manager or the booking person, whoever it was, asked, what's the name of the band, and he just was like, Spiral Gyra. It's all one word, but because the person, me either, I wouldn't have known,
right?
No, and he split it up into two words, and that's what it is from there on. And they haven't changed it. Hey, Jimmy. They haven't changed it, so that's what it is. It's Spiral Gyra. This song is called Morning Dance.
Yes.
And I know that you know it. It's an instrumental, but I got the live version because over here we're a little biased towards live performances, and this live performance is great. Mm-hmm. Even with them riffing off of, going a little bit away from the original, just a little bit, you will absolutely recognize this song. And just for your reference, it's called Morning Dance and is by Spiral Gyra. Enjoy.
Let's go.
Thank you.
And that was a fine way to get us started, my friend. I was like, that steel
Yes.
drum sound, like all of it
Yes.
just sounds like
Yes.
vacation. It takes me back to DR, right? Like
Oh,
that particular vibe, because so I told y'all that Sharice and I have done considerable globe trotting, but
yes.
we went to DR, and what was that, 2016, 2017?
Um, 2014 was the first time, so that probably was 2015 when you came.
So yeah, but from our little cottage cabana, whatever you want to call it, it was just a short walk to the beach. And this is a beach where on the north side of the island where they do a lot of not parasailing,
Kite,
windsurfing.
kite surfing,
I
kite
think
something,
it's
something
windsurfing.
kite.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, so that you can imagine just sitting there having breakfast or having a drink, palm trees swaying, and then all these people sort of sailing by on the
Flying,
waves.
flying and flipping.
It was great. It was great. So that's what that song conjures up for me.
Yes, and you can hear birds, like you can hear the seabirds in your mind when you listen to that song,
Yes.
and the steel drums, the pans
Mhm.
are what really like bring it home for me. But it's just one of those things. And whenever I hear it, and for the longest time, I didn't know I I've heard the name Spiral Gyra for so many years, but yeah.
I feel you,
I
man.
mean, do what you got to do.
Yes. Whatever we need to do,
We
because
have accomplished our goal early
yeah,
because you're supposed to be feeling transported to
yes.
whatever island, whatever you do when you're on the island. I said for me, it's a dirty banana. Anything chocolate, banana, Kahlua, whatever.
Yes,
That's for me. So that's what I'm trying to conjure up in my mind. So if
absolutely.
it takes an umbrella in your ginger ale, Brian, go for it.
Yes. We endorse that. We
Absolutely.
grown. We grown. Do what you do. Um, for my first song of the evening, I am definitely going to a different island. And if you know me, then you know musically, when we talk about island, there are a couple of places where I'm going to go immediately. And so the place where I'm going to start with my playlist and end tonight is our neighbor just to the south of the southernmost tip of Florida. And I am speaking about Cuba.
All right.
And I am a huge fan. I promised myself, regardless of what the government does, I honestly do not want to visit until I can connect with family, because I have cousins there. And, it's one of those things, like I told Sharice, I'm not going back to the DR until I connect with my cousins there. But there is beyond the familial connections. My heart has always had a very strong connection to Cuba, and it has troubled history. It still has a troubled present. Depending on who you're talking to politically, they try to paint different kinds of pictures about what has happened there, what is happening there. The realities can be very stark for the
Mhm.
have-nots, and it's difficult in that way. But there's also an amazing resilience of the people, and I can tell you distinctly, the first time that I saw Buena Vista Social Club, the film, because now it's a hit Broadway
Right.
musical, but the first time I saw the film, it wasn't just anger at the fact that it took Ry Cooder, who's a very talented guitarist,
Mhm.
but when it is white folks who go and have the resources to bring our history back to us, it makes me feel some type of way.
Mhm.
But I was also so moved at the fact that they were able to reunite all of these people who had been stars in Cuba. The revolution happens, and then they go get everyday jobs. They basically, kind of fall out of the public eye for all different kinds of reasons.
Right.
And they were humbled and so proud to have been rediscovered and asked to come back together to get back in the studio and to make music again. And so I'm looking at all of these elders plying their craft, and I fell in love with all of them. But in particular, there is a crooner, and most of them have now passed on.
Mhm.
So it was imperative that that project got done when it got done. But a particular crooner took my whole heart, because he looked like my pop-pop. But also, when we talk about that pure, romantic, tenor, passionate vocal, then there are few who could do it like Ibrahim Ferrer. And so I share one of the songs from one of his solo albums with you tonight. The album was called Buenos Hermanos. And this song is called Perfume de Gardenia, which of course is perfume de gardenias, of gardenias. So just think about a man entranced by the smell and look of this woman that he adores. And so he wrote and sings this song for her.
Right.
You can't, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, you won't understand most of the lyrics, but just you'll understand it because you'll feel it.
Right.
Here we go.
Perfume de gardenia tiene tu boca, bellísimos destellos de luz en tu mirar. Tu risa es una rima de alegres notas, se mecen tus cabellos cual ondas de la mar. Tu cuerpo es una copia de Venus, de Citeres, las mujeres cuando te ven pasar, y llevas en tu alma la virginal pureza. Por eso es tu belleza cual místico candor. Perfume de gardenia tiene tu boca, perfume de gardenia, perfume del amor. cuerpo es una copia de Venus, de Citere, que envidian las mujeres cuando te ven pasar. Y llevas en tu alma la virginal pureza. Por eso es tu belleza, cual místico candor, perfume de gardenia. Tiene tu boca perfume de gardenia, perfume de amor.
I heard that. Wasn't he adorable?
Yes.
Just adorable. And with the Applejack hat, I'm telling you,
Okay.
if you see pictures of my pop-up, you'd be like, oh, I'm like, I feel like I've had that essence around me my entire life. Even before I knew about the genetic connections, it's
Right.
just always been around me. But yeah, that if you have not seen it, I'm saying now, look up the film Buena Vista Social Club, and you will get a chance to see all of these elders. I think the youngest there were a couple of guitarists that were maybe in their 50s or 60s, and this was 20 years ago. But the main characters, if you will, the ones who actually attended the club for years, and that's where they met and they started recording and the whole thing, most of them were in their 70s or 80s when the film was shot. So, it was only a matter of time before we would start losing them. But
is this the play that was nominated for the Tonys?
Yep.
So, and it's so funny because they actually, I feel like they sang on the Tonys. I think they sang a song that you shared on here before from them. I'm almost sure it was. I was like, I recognize this song. I only heard it one time, but I recognized it. But I was like, I think that's the song that Stephanie shared. I couldn't remember. Of course, I didn't go look for the episode. I could have found it in my notes, but I did not.
Oh, it's okay. But yeah, so Joseph was asking, and like, yes.
Hey, Joe.
He was one of the main vocalists, and Omara Portuando is the main female. So, you will see, and the woman that they cast in the Broadway play looks almost exactly like Omara. So they did a great job of pulling all of that.
I'm gonna find out what else she's from. We know her from something else, from film. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head though, because my brain is here.
Yeah.
But yes, she's actually from I'm gonna find out what she's from.
I just I didn't do all of that reconnaissance for this because I wanted to focus on the music. But yes, so you can see the musical on Broadway if you are so inclined now.
If you saw the Tonys, you better be inclined. You got to be inclined because that performance was amazing on the Tonys.
It's just great because the people, it was written and the music was arranged by Cubans. So they're telling their story. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, it's worthy for all those reasons. But we're going to continue on our musical pathway tonight. The next selection for you, solo female, was another. I was like, oh, she pulling out the guns tonight. So I'm excited. We're gonna introducing all kinds of stuff to people today.
This song, is it ain't even about, it's about the desert, but this like I mean it ain't got nothing to do, I mean nothing to do with the tropics, the sun. Well, the sun, yes, but not a beach, not an island, the desert. Nevertheless, every time I've heard it, I'm like, and again, this is, I heard that. So it definitely speaks to how we can vibe with a song, and what's in our mind is what we receive from it. How we receive it is what puts us in whatever mindset we wind up in.
Yes.
Because when you listen to the song, if you just listen to the song, just the vibe of the song, you feel like you're on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the lyrics, she's talking about camels and
Yes.
and oases, So you realize, wait a minute, she's talking about the desert. She is.
Mm-hmm.
But don't listen. I'll give you permission to not listen to the lyrics tonight. But if you listen to it, might bring you to the desert versus.
I was gonna say you can let the lyrics sort of wash over you, but let the music engulf you.
In her voice, because she reminds me. First of all, okay, so I'm gonna say her name is Maria Muldaur.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I pronounced her name right.
That's it.
And it's called Midnight at the Oasis. You heard this song too. It's like there's songs that we grow up with in the background, and then we don't realize until someone brings it to the forefront. Oh, I know that song. Yes. So it's one of those. But again, it speaks about the desert, but the vibe is very much island for me. And one of the things I appreciate about her voice is that it's very soft but effective, and it reminds me of Minnie Riperton so much. She reminds me so much of Minnie Riperton. This lady is not Minnie Riperton.
No.
You might have heard this song and thought maybe it was, if you're not familiar with Minnie Riperton's repertoire. If you think, and it wouldn't be a stretch, But yeah, so this song is Midnight at the Oasis, and it's from Maria Muldaur.
Yes. Desert, but island. You'll get it.
There's sand.
Midnight at the Oasis, send your camel to bed. Shadows painting our faces, traces of romance in our hands. Heaven's holding a half moon, shining just for us. Let's slip off to a sand dune real soon. Kick up a little dust. Come on, cactus is our friend. He'll point out the way. Come on, till the evening ends. Till the evening ends. You don't have to answer. There's no need to speak. I'll be your belly dancer, prancer, and you can be my sheep. shadows painting our faces and tracing a romance in our head. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Ooh, yeah. Oh,
I heard that. That's just fun. That sounds just fun. And
Right.
you know, Jimmy is thinking about exactly this whole idea of it's just easy breezy. So even though she's singing about the desert,
Right.
the musicality of it has a different feel to it. It's lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I feel tropical when I listen to it.
So, all right, Brian.
Oh,
I had
really?
I've never seen that film, so I would never have known that.
I've seen it, but I probably it was before American Pie was before I was paying close attention to those kinds of movies with the the subtext and stuff going on. I wasn't paying attention. I would probably notice it now though.
Yeah. That's very, very interesting. Thank you for that tidbit.
Love that. I
it.
love that. That's a Jeopardy question right there.
Yeah. It is. It is. Or
That's a
Trivial
Jeopardy.
Pursuit if we were still playing board games.
I know, right? Yes.
Oh my goodness. So, that Sharice and I both like bringing you things that we know you will love from unexpected places. And I feel like my next song falls in line with that. I know I have played this artist on the show before. I don't think I played this song, but if I have, this is still appropriate because if we're going to talk about island life, then we have to include reggae. But I also feel like reggae is not limited to one island.
It's not.
And a lot of people are unfamiliar with reggae as it exists in other places. And you definitely don't necessarily expect it coming from Haiti. So I wanted to make sure that I shared a song tonight that comes from an artist that I first heard performing with Soul Live, the jam band. But then, as folks do, they get a guest spot and, whether it's a soundtrack or somebody else's album, and then they break out and they do their own thing.
Right.
And so I don't know if he's still recording. I don't know if he had any other album except this stellar debut album that I ran in the ground when it was released. But when we decided that tonight was going to be Island Life, I was like, oh, well, then I got to do this, especially because of the names of these two artists. So the album is called Black Gold, and it's from an artist named Toussaint. His full name, which I put on the slide, is Toussaint the Liberator.
Oh.
And he is joined on this particular, it's also Black Music Month, y'all. So, if we're going to lean into the Black, we're going to lean all the way in.
Right.
And so his guest on this particular track is named Jadon Blackamore. So we blickety black on this.
We just doubling and tripling down on the black.
And this song is called Rise and Fall.
Toussaint the Liberator. It's Black. Yes, we rising from, but which one get up again? No petulance or hostility can pierce through the skin. We rising from, burning through the streets. Still above the rubble, yes, the children they speak from places deep in the recesses of the soul. to me and whisper that something ain't right. Young men follow us hither. We rise and fall, but the time is just different. Say we rise and fall. Yes, we rise and fall. I said we rise and fall. We rise and fall. Yes, we rise and fall, but which one get up again? No petulance and hostility can pierce through the skin. We rise and fall, blood led through the streets. Still upon the rubble, yes, the children they speak. Oh, we rise and fall. Oh, yes, we rise and fall. I said we rise and fall. We rise and fall.
We rise and fall right at the crossroads. Mama know, Papa know, them have to carry the heavy load. Look through the pages of books and read your history. How you survive and surpass through it all, it's like a mystery. Rise to the occasion and you must get the victory. Real warriors, spiritual warriors, liberators of the poor battlefield soldiers. Rise and take your stance again.
We rise and fall, but which one get up again? No petulance and hostility can pierce through the skin. We rise and fall, blood led through the streets. Still upon the rubble, yes, the children they speak. Oh, we rise and fall. Oh, yes, we rise and fall. I said we rise and fall. We rise and fall. Yeah, I said we rise and fall. They paint a terrible picture because of all the power that Haiti could give us. The Europeans said they strangle your neck, and then they said, look at how poor they get. But I know the price you had to pay for lifting up a dignified black face. And still the struggle goes on. I pray we can witness a Haiti reborn. Yeah, I said we rise and fall, but which one get up again? No petulance and hostility can pierce through the skin. We rise and fall, blood led through the streets. Still upon the rubble, yes, the children they speak. Oh, we rise and fall. Oh, yes, we rise and fall. I said we rise and fall. We rise and fall.
Oh yeah, battlefield warriors never give up the faith. I may fall 7 times, but still I rise to face the day. Got to hold on strong and count my many blessings, learn the lessons and sing them in my song.
Yes, we rise and fall, but which one get up again? No petulance and hostility can pierce through the skin. We rise and fall, blood led through the streets. Still upon the rubble, yes, the children they speak. Oh, we rise and fall. Oh, yes, we rise and fall. I said we rise and fall. We rise and fall.
I heard that. Mm-hmm. It's
I
like,
like that.
yeah, first of all, those of you who watch the show regularly, you know, I tell you, I love a raspy voice. Love it.
Me too.
So the both of them together. We got raspy singing and we got raspy rhyming. Love it.
Yes.
Oh, and Jeff, thank you for that. Said that he's released a few singles. Yep, but nothing big. So it's like, unfortunately, you know,
That's
some of
crazy.
my favorites, I feel like in the era of CDs that I caught things as they were released and got like an end cap or something, someplace where in the store, like I saw it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me
Right.
check it out. And so, you know, I grabbed those things up physically, had those CDs, but keeping up with people that didn't necessarily continue to be prolific in the digital age can be really, really difficult. I mean, and these days you got to release something every 2 seconds for people to keep paying attention. We have
Right.
short attention span. So
Right.
I'm glad that he came along when he did, and that I was able to experience the entirety of that project when it was released, because it looks like it was the only full project.
Wow.
So hopefully you all can still find it for those of you who might want to add that to your repertoire. And so we slide into the second half of our program tonight. And Sharice, you again, I was like, who? It's like, okay, you're educating me tonight, because this young man, I was like, okay, I went looking for pictures, and there were two, both from his Facebook page. I was like, okay, so we are going very indie, I'm assuming, with this young man.
Absolutely. This is actually a personal friend of mine.
Ah, nice.
Yes. And I mean, when I first met this, okay, so first of all, we're talking about Jamaica. We're talking about reggae from Jamaica. And this artist, I met, I don't know how many years ago, before he even knew how to read music. Like, he was in the process of learning how to read music and teaching himself to play the bass.
Ah.
He's a crazy talented bass man, and has played in different bands and everything. Not just in Jamaica, but he's even like traveled playing. And at some point he decided he wanted to, you know, write songs and perform them too. You know how people do, you know, when you just are talented that way, you kind of like branch out or what have you. So, and I mean, a few times we've like sat around, and I'm not the what do you call it, the improv. That's not really my bag. But we sat around and him playing and him improving and me improving. I never experienced stuff like that. So he like was pulling me out of my little comfort zone too. And to be so young doing that, I really admired it. But as an artist, he's amazingly talented. His given name is Dane, but his professional name is Frezzy. And he has a few songs that he released on YouTube, but as Jeff said about our last artist, not anything really major, you know, like no major projects, just a few songs, but you can get every song that he has on iTunes. And so this song I picked this song is very similar to the song that you played.
Right. You see, there's always a rhythm that happens with it.
Yeah. I always expect you to find some way to tie the ends together. And this is not even the first song that he released. As one of the next ones that he released, but it's one of my favorites. And basically it's well, I mean, I'll let you listen to it if you can pick up the accent. It's not strong. It's kind of like I said, the last song. And this one is called Hustling. And again, it's by Frezzy.
Yes. Indie artists.
Every day we working just to make life better, just to make life great, yeah. Every day, they dip on the grind. But if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling. It's just a hustling time. They dip on the grind. But if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling. Look out for morning when I work hard. Never join the line of lazy. Work never face me. I stay focused, no gazing, cause the price will be amazing. People, how can we give up here now? I and from my pin to one anchor, chatting my main sponsor. Obstacles we kick out away. And this mean that there will be a reward for my efforts of hard work, yeah. Every day, they dip on the grind. But if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling. It's just a hustling time. They dip on the grind. But but if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling. I like a daisical and stuff full me throat in the garbage, procrastinating, me no deal with slow movement, sleepy, me dip on the grind. Anytime you know, some cash we call the line. Don't feel I don't got that ledger, so every man have to search for them treasure. Hard working, industrious, attentive. Ay, I am going for mine every day. Me dip on the grind, but if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling. It's just a hustling time. Me dip on the grind, but if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling. I and Francis say, I teach the youth them how to survive round ya, how to feed themselves with this speech from the scrolls. Equipping your mind, Babylon get run once and for all. Hey, they be hating them fake when them see my work making. Now them see them cheering for the king. Hooray! How the zeal of working, so me never stop win. Choosing my project carefully, achieving worthily. And this I want ya for the hustlers them. Call it what you want, the hustlers anthem. Do it me, I do it for the massive, yeah. We not have no lazy every day, me dip on the grind, but if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling. It's just a hustling time. Me dip on the grind, but if you put on working for payday, I tell them say we hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling. Every day me dip on the grind, but if you put on working for payday, hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling. Every day me dip on the grind, but if you put on working for payday, hustling and hustling and hustling and hustling, hustling.
I heard that. That's fun.
Right? I love it.
I listen. Of course, you know I gotta listen to a little bit of it as I'm putting everything together. I was like, that's got a little.
You know,
I support that.
that's a song that you know that you expect to hear if you're in Jamaica.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when you're just going out and about, that's one of those songs that you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff. All right.
Yes.
You know, indie artists, you know, they are the producer, they are the mixer, they are the
everything,
all that stuff.
Yes, but fun. I like that a lot. And so, you know, I would say, and this selection will conclude our reggae segment. But you know me, we're talking about my people, but also if I can give you stacks upon stacks in a selection, then I'm going to do that. And I knew I was going to include the main artist in this song because I love his voice so much and because of his legacy. But he also collaborates with a lot of people. So you're getting a threefer in this song, courtesy of Stephen Marley. Now, you know, there are a lot of Marleys.
A lot.
They're all talented.
All of them.
But when it comes to vocal matchup of all of them, he sounds the most like his father.
Yeah.
And I love his guitar playing. I'm a fan. I saw he and Damien are about to go back out on the road again, but I saw them when they were here in Philly last year. And besides the weed smoke, it was really just, I'm just saying, it was packed to capacity.
I believe it.
And everybody knew every song. So there was no opportunity for them to forget a lyric, or when I say people were laser focused, they were in there and they were having a blast.
Love
and
it.
It was multi-ethnic, it was multi-generational. It was really just beautiful to see.
Great.
So I knew I was going to include Stephen Marley, but this particular song also includes two more voices that are reggae royalty.
Okay.
So I present to you this song, and now the title of the track, you just listen. But I was gonna say you can assume a lot of things, but just listen to it because it is worth it for all the reasons. But from the project titled Revelation Part 2, The Fruit of Life, of course, and my dog starts fluffing his bed.
Like, you can do what you want. I'm trying to get
And
comfortable.
he was fine, and then he got on the floor, so now he's refluffing. So forgive the noise in the background. But this is Stephen Marley along with Capleton and Sizzla.
Oh,
The song is called Rockstone.
Rockstone was my pillow. Rockstone was my pillow. Rockstone was my pillow. I said, Rockstone was my pillow. Rockstone was my pillow.
Yeah, the man say, Rockstone was my pillar, could not find place for sleep. But them empty, we have to find food for eat. Every day we terrorized by soldiers and police. When they think them a strong man, they think them a dead. From them a play cowboy and Indian and chief. From the first to the third straight up to 7th Street. One thing in our mind, I feel jump to the base. I make it in a life, I inheritance to me. Them pay up, self-employed, cannot get laid up. But I work me up, can't even get a day up. Who they want to stop me now, them find out, say them way up. Alright, come and say one by one, one by one, one by one. We stepping out of Babylon and then one by one, one by one. Hill King Fella say I the conquering lion, lion, lion.
Rockstone was my pillow. Rockstone was my pillow. I said, Rockstone was my pillow.
Sizzla Kalonji,
Rockstone
Steve Raga, Marley.
help us now, take us from the slum. Never give up, matter what, strictly for your bun. Hey, Rasta, take us from the slum. Never give up, matter what, King Selassie, I bless you. Separation is a thing, could be no harder time. Got to widen your views, gotta broaden your mind. What we find in the ghetto, nowhere else can you find. Hunger, poverty, a system so unkind. As a matter of fact, there is an aftershock. When come ground us, my bed and my pillow was a rock. Try to make it through the system, all those were locked. Yeah, nothing me to try, and so I ain't gonna stop. All the time they write a book on you. All sorts of other crap they would have put on you. Yet when you're into there, they would look on you. They would only stand and wanna wipe the foot on you. But so see I know, Zion gone, Ethiopia, Africa fashion. Liberate the poor, the poor. Hey, man I lie to me, Selassie, I them want to war. I read the Bible, turn to peace and praise the Lord. Goodbye, Babylon, goodbye, goodbye. Open up, Zion door, Mount Zion, Ethiopia for sure. Children of Israel, children of Israel. Hey. Rockstone was my pillow. Rockstone was my pillow. I said, Rockstone was my pillow. Rockstone was my pillow. Give me now. Jaman me cool and seven and mule. Papa the shit me not want for fool. I rev the dance, they make a me tool. Deep on the table, sit on a stool. Me black, me brown, me black. Bitch on me chest, me span in my back. Little it here when the shit drop. Egg it through your body, I rock. For me on the mic, see my lay a chat. Firm and strong, the dep on the land. The peace with righteous and some man. Brother correction in a man. Preaching out to man and no man. Give riches to King Solomon. No, my trouble at top. Cap on a buck on a buck on a cap. Sweet the thing I want to the man up. Mothers come in and I get me a rap. Jackie like on in a bump for your back. When it's the sun, they can't take that. I them not to use can talk. I found a mic, I'm up in a chat. With me head red, me head in a flat. No fear on a mouse, no fear on a rat. Pray to jam, me never will stop. We're hot, no cold, we're cold, not hot. Live in a house, live in a flat. Up in a Zion, the righteous at top. Jab blue bread, the devil cannot. Rockstone was my
I know that song. I was like, wait a minute. I know this. It's not. I have that. I don't know how I know it because it's not on the album. I only have one Stephen Marley album, and I don't think
You might have part 1. So part 2 is a double disc. So it's a lot of music. But that I was like, I can't pass up an opportunity to have a Marley plus Capleton and Sizzler. So just I don't know. See,
that was a good
it's
one.
a good thing y'all can't see me chair dancing when we're off screen because that song. And listen, they did that with Damien singing the parts when they were on tour, and the room lost its
Went crazy.
mind. Lots of good things. Lots of good things.
Are they touring as the Marley brothers again, or is it just
they're touring as Damien and Steven?
Oh, just the two. Okay, because they had the Marley brothers.
I mean, because there are a
touring
bajillion
together.
of them, and then you add the children, so it's even more. So I'm just saying, but Damien and Steven like recording together and like touring together, so they're going back out on the road.
That's a good show.
Listen, I don't begrudge them making that money. Yeah. And it is a good because they do projections. They've got additional background singers. They got a full band, so it is a situation.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yes. And so I laughed when I saw your playlist because if you had not had this last song on there, I would have had it. But I was glad to see it being played. I was like, we all good. We all good. We are in that space. We're in that vibe.
Man, anybody who knows me knows that I am an avid traveler and I am an appreciator of all cultures, especially those that descend from Africa. Okay, and so it was probably sparked by having gone to Brazil. Even though they speak Portuguese in Brazil, but I started learning Portuguese from the songs of Ile-Aye. I was like looking up my favorite ones because the way that I'm such a nerd. I realized that I'm a nerd long time ago, and so with this is to segue into my song, but listening to becoming obsessed with Ile-Aye, which basically are they're chanting. They are singing protest songs. This is Ile-Aye is one of the Afro Blacos coming out of Bahia in Brazil. Bahia is the blackest.
It is. I mean, Sharice is not exaggerating, y'all. You got to understand when you learn that half of the transatlantic slave trade stopped in Brazil before it went anywhere else. And then you visit a place where Sharice and me, now we don't look alike, but Sharice and me walking down the street, nobody assumed we were American.
Nobody.
Everybody starts out speaking Portuguese to you because everybody there looks like your cousins.
Yes. They didn't believe that we didn't speak Portuguese. Brazilian Portuguese,
right?
And so there, one of the Afro Blacos, and an Afro Blaco is a drum corps. I'm gonna keep it simple. Picture, these are the ancestors of our HBCU marching bands.
Yes.
Okay. But they don't have dancers and stuff. They have drums of every kind and every size. And so Ile-Aye is my absolute favorite Afro Blaco. And after seeing them and being able to find one of their albums, I don't know, I searched for this. I was trying to find a specific song that they kept singing. It wasn't on, I don't think it was on this album, but it led me into wanting to know what they were saying. And so I started learning. I learned the musicality first, the notes first. Then I learned the words in their language. I'm speaking Portuguese, don't know what I'm saying. And then I went and found out what the lyrics actually were in Portuguese. And then I translated them to English. I told y'all I am a super nerd sometimes, but I want to know.
Now I'm interested in how you're going to pull all of this back to this artist.
So this is what happened. I was sparked by doing all that. And if you know me too, I go from one thing like that to the next. So the next thing that I did was Spanish. I I went to Puerto Rico once, but I've been Puerto Rican for a long time.
You're from North Jersey.
I'm from North I wasn't exposed to a lot of Spanish speaking people as a child. But as I got older, and it's particularly when I got to Penn, and here comes this tall Puerto Rican girl that nobody could tell if she was mixed, if she was like Egyptian, what is she? She's Puerto Rican, Spanish speaking, and her parents Puerto Rican, Spanish speaking. So here I go. I need to learn, and I learned. Actually, before that, when I was in the ABC program, there were more Spanish speaking students in the house that I lived in than black. So that's where I started learning. You know, everybody teach you the curse words first. I learned the curse words first. It's okay. And then I started to learn, and I took Spanish in school or whatever, and then got to Penn, and Ileana became my, I started speaking Spanish, but I was never fluent. I could understand it better than I could speak it. And so after being obsessed with Brazilian Portuguese via Ile I was like, I don't know, I came across a song by Mark Anthony. It was probably, so the first song by Mark Anthony that I heard was I Need to Know in English.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody told me this man was singing Spanish songs at the time. So I went back and was like, oh, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. And one of my friends / co-workers, Raquel, who we went to DR with, mm-hmm. she kind of like led me through the the discography of one Mark Anthony. Mm-hmm. And so Mark Anthony started teaching me Spanish.
Yep.
I chose a couple of albums that I really enjoyed of his, and started the same process that I did with Ile, and eventually I was like, oh, I know these songs. And it was so funny because and this is how I know it was effective, because I was at a flea market randomly with Nat, my god sister, and we walked past a booth and they were playing one of my songs, Mark Anthony, and I just started singing it, and she like, what is going on? Why are you singing this in Spanish? I'm like, that's my song. So that's me. I love languages. I love culture, places that have like distinct culture. That's me. And so when we talk about island life, Puerto Rico is an island. Mm-hmm. It's a property of the US. It has its own culture, and it's a culture that they've held on to forever. Their traditions, their culture, the food, the music, all that stuff. And their every shade of black. Mm-hmm. Ileana is, if you just glance at her, just at a glance, you're gonna think she Caucasian. You get confused, like, is she? Where is she? That's the question I got for a few months when we hit Penn, and I was always like, well, ask her. Well, ask me. What you asking me for? Ask her. And then whatever. She's Puerto Rican, and so this when we talked about island songs, island music, songs that send us to an island. And I thought Mark Anthony, and he's like the salsa king or something. Mm-hmm. Like he does arenas. I never experienced him in concert, but again, Raquel was like, you gotta see, at least watch one of his concerts or whatever. And amazing. Like he's amazing stage presence, and the people are reciting his lyrics as well. He's amazing. That's my dude, Mark Anthony. And this song is from one of the, I have like 4 or 5 of his albums.
But this song in particular, and this album in particular, yes.
This album is called, this album is called
It's the title track.
Vale la pena.
Mm-hmm.
And it means it's worth it.
Yes.
You may pick up on some of you probably won't pick up on the lyrics if you don't speak any piece of Spanish, but just listen to the energy and think about the fact that, again, we're trying to get you to be to transport your mind to an island. This right here gonna make you feel like you right over there in, what is it, like Isla de Encanto?
Yes.
Did I not tell you I was Spanish? That I was Puerto Rican? I was Puerto Rican. I be speaking Spanish, and I want to point out. I missed it, Sharon, when you first said it. When Stephanie was saying something either with an accent or in Spanish, and you said that her Spanish is about as good as yours. I think that. Sharon speaks fluent Spanish. Okay, she put an O at the end of it. It's Spanish. Anyway, this song is again called Valió.
Yep. La pena.
There
you go.
Mirándote a los ojos se responden mis porqués. Me inspiran tus palabras y mi casa está en tu piel. Qué tierno amor, mi devoción. Viniste a ser mi religión, mi dulce sentimiento. De nada me arrepiento. Que vivan los momentos en tu boca y en tu cuerpo, mujer. Valió la pena lo que era necesario para estar contigo, amor. Tú eres una bendición. Las horas y la vida de tu lado, nena, están para vivirlas, pero a tu manera. Enhorabuena, porque valió la pena. Valió la pena. Valió la pena lo que era necesario para estar contigo, amor. Tú eres una bendición. Las horas y la vida de tu lado, nena, están para vivirlas, pero a tu manera. Enhorabuena, porque valió la pena. Valió la pena. Te veo y me convenzo que tenías que llegar. Después de la tormenta que en tu pecho puedo anclar y ser más yo, de nuevo yo. Y por bandera mi ilusión, y mira si te quiero, que por amor me entrego. Que vivan los momentos en tu boca y en tu cuerpo, mujer. Valió la pena lo que era necesario para estar contigo, amor. Tú eres una bendición. Las horas y la vida de tu lado, nena, están para vivirlas, pero a tu manera. Enhorabuena, porque valió la pena. Valió la pena. Valió la pena lo que era necesario para estar contigo, amor. Tú eres una bendición. Las horas y la vida de tu lado, nena, están para vivirlas, pero a tu manera. Enhorabuena, porque valió la pena. Valió la pena. ¡Boricua! ¡Ataca, Sergio!
Deja que
Oye, traemos una agüita ahí. Que tengo sed. ¿Qué quieren? ¿Qué quieren? Vamos, recibo. One, two, Bueno, señoras y señores, ya me voy. Have a good evening. Como dice Celia, my English is not very good looking. Que Dios me lo bendiga.
I heard that. All right. Y'all with me? Your assignment, if you felt that and you want that energy and you want a whole show that's full of it, then look up a show called Perfecto Combinación. It was a Fania All-Stars concert at Madison Square Garden, and it is bananas. And the gentleman that arranged this album for Mark Anthony, Sergio Garcia, arranged all of the songs in that show.
Oh, I'm gonna look for that.
It's bananas.
I'm looking for that.
So you gotta look for it. They're all the, especially you, Sharice, because you love live recordings. So it's hard to find. Like it'd probably be easier for you to find the video of the concert
Yeah.
than it is for you to find the live recordings of the audio. But on your bad knee.
Right. With that knee. I hope you took. Listen. I hope that knee was wrapped up before you started cutting that rug.
Listen, I'm just saying, but I understand the impulse.
Can't help it. Don't listen. Listen. Don't. Brian, I'm telling you right now. Don't go find this particular album until your knee feel better. Okay.
Yes, Sergio Garcia is a beast with the arrangements, and it is something special. But yes. Thank you.
That's my dude right there. I love Mark Anthony. I don't know nothing about except that he was married to J-Lo. That's all I know about his personal life.
Please tell me you've seen El Cantante.
I may have seen it, but you know I have an aversion to her voice. She got a song on this. You know that. She got a song. He sing a song with her on this album.
Yes, he does. But when I tell you that in acting, it's sad how their relationship ended. But they were born to do that film.
Okay, I'll look for it.
You have to see it. You have to see it. First of all, Hector Lavoe's story is just unbelievable.
Oh, I think he doesn't have a song. I think he remade a song of his on his album too. At least one of his albums. I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, the soundtrack is all remakes of Hector Lavoe song, but
okay, yes.
Just in general, the way that they told the story,
okay,
and the fact that they were married when they did the film, and shortly thereafter. But even so, the energy that they poured into telling that story was just really, really wonderful.
Okay, I'll check it
out. It's recommended. I'm just saying. So
I'm hearing weird Brian agrees all night. I've been hearing weird noises. I've been muting my laptop. Like, what is that? What is that? Listen, if y'all see me, if we come back from a song or something, and my screen is blank, somebody better send the people, because I'm just putting that out there.
Okay. Thank you for the warning, and may you be safe and okay.
Thank you.
But you see, Brian agrees with me.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Two of y'all are talking about it, so I can check it out.
So at the end of Valió la Pena, he says, as Celia used to say,
My
English is not very good looking, right? So,
That's the
of
part.
course, I needed no excuse. I told you I was starting and ending with Cuba.
Yes.
And so, of course, I'm going to give you one of her songs. Now, when we talk about the body of work that is Celia Cruz, there's so much I could do, but I decided, because she reminds me so much of my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, and because we just had Father's Day this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So for all those reasons, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna pick this song because it seems like a fitting bookend to all of those commemorations and what have you. So for my final selection of the evening, I give you a song that comes from a project that features Celia Cruz's songs that were recorded in conjunction with the loud ass, because he was a loud ass trombonist, but very, very talented, Willie Colon. They recorded a lot of stuff together.
Okay.
And this song is titled A Papa.
¡Bomba!
A papá cuando venga papá, yo le voy a contar a papá lo que tú hiciste a mí detrás de la empresa.
El latoncito de agua que mamá me mandó a buscar, le diste una patada que a la joya fue a parar. Después te echaste a reír como si no fuera nada. También me agarraste así, queriéndome hasta besar. Yo se lo voy a decir a papá cuando venga a trabajar, porque tú sabes que si yo le doy la queja a mi papá, él te puede arreglar Aragán.
A papá cuando venga papá, yo le voy a contar a papá
desgraciado
lo que tú me hiciste a mí detrás de la empaliza.
El latoncito de agua que mamá me mandó a buscar, le diste una patada que a la joya fue a parar. Después te echaste a reír como si no fuera nada. También me agarraste así, queriéndome hasta besar. Yo se lo voy a decir a papá cuando venga a trabajar, porque tú sabes que si yo le doy la queja a mi papá, él te puede arreglar Aragán.
A papá cuando venga papá, yo le voy a contar a papá lo que tú me hiciste a mí detrás de la empaliza.
Cuando venga de trabajar,
A papá cuando venga papá,
yo se lo voy a contar a papá,
yo le voy a contar a papá.
que tú me quisiste
A
besar.
papá cuando venga papá,
A mi abuela, a mi hermano, a mamá y a papá.
yo le voy a contar a papá.
Yo sé que mi papá te puede arreglar.
A papá cuando venga papá,
Me besaste, me apretaste y me hiciste llorar.
yo le voy a contar a papá.
Te lo voy a contar a papá.
A papá cuando venga papá,
Por favor, no me molestes más.
yo le voy a contar a papá.
El latoncito de agua
A papá cuando venga papá,
que mi mamá me mandó a
yo
buscar,
le voy a contar a papá.
que tú le diste una
A
patada.
papá cuando venga papá,
Él te puede arreglar Aragán.
yo le voy a contar a papá.
Llévatelo, Willy. A papá cuando venga
A
papá.
papá cuando venga papá,
Ay, yo quisiera que no me beses más.
yo le voy a contar a papá.
Ay, si mi padre te va a
A
autorizar,
papá cuando venga papá, venga papá.
A papá, a mamá se lo voy a contar.
Yo le voy a contar a papá.
Vaya puertorro, se lo dediqué.
I heard that. Love her. Just have to say that out loud. Was so heartbroken when she passed because I didn't know enough about her and her music
Right.
until after Penn, like until later in the process. I was so mad because I got so much music from my family and the neighborhood and everything growing up, didn't get enough of her.
Right.
So I feel like I'm still playing catch up. But they did a really wonderful miniseries about her life, and I cannot remember streaming on what. Maybe Netflix,
I gotta find
maybe
out.
maybe
I
Prime
feel like
Video.
I've seen it in my scrolling.
One of the two, but it's really well done. It's not super dramatic, like it's not novella-ish, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's more dramatic,
Hmm.
but just I was very, very impressed with the care that they took to tell her story.
Nice. Nice. So I will add that information when I do my. I'll add that information when I do my post. I'll
Okay.
add the information about this documentary that you're speaking of and
The concert.
the concert, so people can
Say
go
that
and
one more
check it out.
time. I mean, you might see it written in English. It might be Perfect Combination, but it was originally released as that. I was like, that's one good thing that I got from my crazy the last Puerto Rican I dated. He might be the last, period.
The last and the final.
Child. Why? Haitian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Italian? Too much. Too much. It was way too much.
Oh shoot!
But lots of good music.
I bet. So thank you, sir, for
Yes.
your contribution.
And so that will conclude our sharing on this Island Life episode. So Sharice, if you would please, before we let the people go, run down for them what they hopefully heard, but if not, what they missed.
Yes. Again, tonight's theme was island life. So all this rain and stuff we've been having for months, feel like we about to need to build an ark or something because it's just raining. Where they're canceling festivals on the weekends because we can't make it through X number of hours
Well,
before
we can't make it through a weekend.
I'm telling you,
This weekend is supposed to be the first. I saw it on the news. They said 11 out of the last 14 weekends it has rained.
Yes. We've had April showers for 3 months. So I don't know what's happening. So tonight we were, sometimes you can get the blues if you with this gloomy weather. We need sunlight. We need it. It's not just for the vitamin D. It's also for whatever the other
Look
stuff.
who just popped in the chat.
Hey Q. How you gonna come at the end? But I'm about to run down all the songs so you'll know what we shared tonight. And you can go back and listen on the replay. You already know what it is. So we were trying to give you a sense of the islands because it never rains in the islands.
Well, yes, it does, but it doesn't last long.
I'm just saying. You ain't got to tell the truth. I'm just saying. In the islands in our minds, it doesn't rain.
That's true.
Just don't go to the grill because it's gonna rain every day. But but so that's what we're trying to do, trying to help you to kind of transport your mind to a more pleasant climate. I'm never going to complain about rain because we need that too. But we need some sunlight. So if we cannot have the the actual sunlight, we can imagine it. We can remember when we've had this sunlight. So tonight we shared 8 songs that will hopefully help you to get to that point. Okay.
Mhm.
We started with Morning Dance by Spiral Gyra. And this song was on there. This was the title cut from the Morning Dance song that was released in 1979. And then we went straight into Cuba first time with Perfume de Gardenias, the perfume of gardenias in the English translation. And that was from Ibrahim Ferrer from his solo album called Buenos Hermanos, which was released in 2003. Can you imagine? This man was seasoned.
Yep.
2003, still singing, seasoned. Okay. And he's from the Buena Vista Social Club whole faction. Okay. So he come from good stock, and he imparted his good stock onto that collaborative effort.
Yes.
And then we did a song that has nothing to do with I mean nothing. This is me. My song. Nothing to do with an island or whatever. I know it rained down there too now, Q. Don't even try it. Y'all be getting rain too.
You know what?
Y'all just
You don't have to rub it in, Q.
The warmth, if it rains down there, it dries up so fast that you don't even remember that you had rain. We don't have that.
Well, it feels like you just walked out into the shower because it's super humid.
Yes.
So 6 and 1/2 dozen of another.
Yeah, and see, he don't have no hair on his head, so it don't even matter to him if it's super humid outside. So don't be trying to rub stuff in on.
Jeff is in Florida too.
Don't Jeff, you better not start saying nothing either.
He's from up here, but he lives in Florida now.
So Midnight at the Oasis by Maria Muldaur. And again, this song has not see, that's what you get. That's just what you get. It's raining now. So this song, Midnight at the Oasis, already Oasis, she sang about a desert, sultans, camels, cactus. Everything besides any beach or island, but there is sand in the desert and it's sand on island.
Sharice keeps trying to justify it. The point is the song sounds like it's an island
it
song.
Really does.
So that's not what she's singing about.
Yeah, don't pay attention to the lyrics. Just listen to the song. And then we had Rise and Fall from Toussaint the Liberator featuring Jadon Blackamore.
Blickety black.
Reggae out of Haiti. Okay, that's first of all. Okay, Reggae out of Haiti. And this was from the album Black Gold, which was released in 2010. And then we had indie artist Frezzy, my personal friend for years, very talented bassist and artist. And that was his song Hustling, which was a single that he released in 2019. Mm-hmm. Then we had Rock Stone from some reggae royalty. And we had Black Toussaint the Liberator, who's singing reggae out of Haiti. Then Frezzy is singing reggae out of Jamaica. And then we have Stephen Marley, who we already know is reggae royalty, with some other royalty in the genre, Capleton and Sizzla, on his song Rockstone from the album Revelation Part 2, The Fruit of Life, released in 2016. And I think you probably heard that song Rockstone, y'all, because I know that song was way too familiar for me. Like, why am I singing it? Stuff like that. Again, being a nerd, that happens too. You learn stuff without realizing you're learning, and then you hear like, oh, why do I know this? Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things. And then I shared Bailo La Pena. Bailo. I always do that. I'm reading it, and I may have a touch of dyslexia sometimes, y'all. Don't worry about it. But Bailo La Pena is from my boy Mark Anthony, who's teaching me Spanish, but from his songs, and that's the title cut from the Bailo La Pena album from 2004.
where and we must mention that if you go looking for that song, the way you heard it on this show, you've got to look for the salsa version from the album, because there was a pop version released that doesn't have that arrangement.
That's all she gonna say. I'm gonna say that the whole pop album that this came from, don't do it.
Don't.
Get this one, Valió la Pena. Get that album.
I love Mark Anthony singing Spanish language music with salsa arrangements. I like the salsa Mark Anthony.
Yes.
I don't like the rock Mark Anthony. I don't like the pop Mark Anthony.
Right. But I Need to Know is a pop song. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a couple in there.
For me, it was that whole album that I just was like, oh no, I don't want that. But anything salsa, even if he's singing in Spanish and you don't understand Spanish, you're good. So go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended with A Papa from Celia Cruz and Willie Colon from the album. Oh, now this album title is gonna crack you up, because I was like, what? The album title is Only They Could Have Made This Album.
Again, I have it from a greatest hits compilation.
You have one,
but
yeah, so it's on a whole bunch of greatest hits. But I went looking for the original. Only They Could Have Made This Album, released in 1977. So that's it.
That's it. Island vibes. We hope you can gather them up and hold them around you. It's supposed to rain again tonight up here. So let the rain fall. Let Mother Nature do what she do. And as we get closer to the weekend, we're supposed to get a break. A well-deserved break.
Yes. Hopefully we can get through one of these festivals without people having to do the rain dance. Because it's raining and then it gets cold. Like, it's not even a warm rain. It's like, just if it start raining, we've been wearing blankets and jackets at these festivals. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. So hopefully we'll have a change of climate with this, starting with this weekend. And everybody, y'all bet not complain when it get hot.
Mm-hmm.
Remember these couple of months when we were struggling.
It's supposed to be hot this weekend. And
Yeah.
then, like, starting the heat wave, like a string of 90 degree days. So
well, we're gonna be messed
it
up.
is what it is. But
Yeah.
we will see. If now 2 weeks from now we'll be leading into the official holiday. So we will see, make sure the schedules coordinate and that everything can be what it is. So, you know, just so you know, y'all be acting up in the chat. You know that. So, but it's true. It's true. Look, Q, stop conjuring up more of this stuff. I love the song. I want this stuff to end, at least for a while.
We need a break.
But make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you know when the next show will be. Ideally, it will be that holiday week, but just in case something comes up, you will know if we got to extend a little bit.
And so that going forward, you don't depend on me posting on Facebook and me sending you the link individually, because it's usually crunched for time for me when I'm sending those, when I'm making my post and sending the link individually. I love doing that because I want to make sure you know that this is the link and this is how you can get in here. But if you subscribe to the channel, you're gonna get a notification. You click that notification bell. I get notifications, and I already know that we getting ready to go live in a half hour. You know what I mean? So, but yes, because if I miss you on my text thread list of text threads, if I miss you in Messenger, if I miss tagging you, I can't tag everybody on Facebook. Facebook acts weird the more people you tag. Just, you know, if you're subscribed to the channel, every time anybody goes live on that channel, you will get a notification and you won't miss it. So my good recommendation.
Yes. And remember that if you are subscribed, you can always access the playlist of every show we have ever done. They are all there on YouTube for you to scan through as you are able or interested. And this show also gets rebroadcast on Mixcloud, audio only. So you can listen. You can always enjoy the music.
Yep.
You can't see our beautiful faces and enjoy the visual part of our repartee.
Yeah.
But that is available for you also. And as long as the bots don't act stupid on Facebook, you can catch the replay there as well. So there are all kinds of ways for you, if you can't see it in real time, to catch this as you have time on demand.
Yes.
And
Do
we
it at
just-
your leisure.
Yes.
Do it at your leisure. And you can see all of our different hairstyles and outfits and all that stuff. It's
All
fun.
the things.
The evolution. Evolution of, I heard that, a pictorial of hairstyles.
Yes, all those great things. But we absolutely appreciate you tuning in tonight. We hope that you will not be a stranger, become a regular. Come back and have
we
more
got
fun with
plenty of
us in the future. And
Yes.
with that,
Like and subscribe. Thank you, Q. Absolutely.
we say good night.